Segun Akano is an artist, a painter, sculptor, and a designer. I am a chemist, so I'm a graduate of analytical chemistry, and so being a painter has been a thing from birth. So I'll say I'm self-taught. No, I'm God-taught, and so I kind of groomed myself through the stages until I got up to this level. So the journey for me, while in the universities, I would say that you find me mostly in fine art department rather than the chemistry department, because I had the love for art, but then I was still in chemistry department, so I had to grow myself all the way through the stages, and then at the end of my final year in university, what I did then was to collect pieces from the fine art department students, and I included mine, to see how marketable my work was then. And so I went out to the art market, and that was my first sales then, and funny enough, it was only my work that was picked. So that encouraged me to do more. And then, so coming out of university, I focused majorly on that, and the journey has been great. Well, while I was in school, I knew this was what I was going to do. So coming out of the university, for once, I've never used my certificate for my chemistry for for anything. So, but then I would say that in my that would be in my NY, that's what's called the youth service days. So I served in Mizube Farm, that's in Niger State. So then what I did then was that I was working as a what's it called now, as a quality control person at the production unit of the farm. Then for 1 hour after my closing, that's about 6 p.m. I'll walk into my lodge, carry my easel, go out to the field and start painting for 1 hour. So I did that every day, and so the MD got to see me, got to see my work, and then he got interested and he liked it. So I was encouraged. I did more. I did few more works, and so at the end, towards the end of my service year, I got to meet General Absalom, who is the owner of Mizube Farm, and that has been my joy to have my work in his space. And so the process wasn't easy to meet him then, but I eventually met with him, and so he commissioned me to do some pieces for him, and that was an experience that changed my thought process, and because I had sold paintings before that time, but for you to have your work in that space, for someone that's seen arts far and wide, that's collected several pieces, for me then the commission was something that encouraged me then to do more and to go into full-time studio artist. So of course I knew that I was going to be an artist from time, so that encouraged me. And then shortly after that, I had an exhibition in Abuja, and then so I went back to Niger State, with that connection with Absalom. I went back, and we had a solo exhibition there. So that was how it all began. Being a professional artist coming out from school, I started from there, from after my youth service days. That was 2008. Yeah, 2008 to be precise. Okay, so the style, for every artist, I always tell when young artists meet with me, especially those that are coming out from university, one thing that you need to do for yourself and is you must discover yourself. You must discover your pattern. You must when they see a piece, when they see your piece, they should say that this is Segun Akano, this is this guy. So I needed that for myself. I needed something that will there are thousands of artists everywhere, millions of artists. So I needed something that would make me stand out. So this came in my quiet time, and I wanted to hear from God, and I was in my living room. It was very, in my space, no lights, it was all dark, and I wanted, and it just dropped screw, and so I began to look at how I'm going to use that hard and sharp medium to create images and sculptures. So they're basically relief sculptures. They're two-dimensional. They're not on the round. So the first piece I made then was the Eyo masquerade, and so one thing about once you get an idea to do something for yourself, you just have to go all out. Because I had a lot of people describe me about the weight, the size, and all that. That is quite heavy. What's going to. So, but then after the first piece, the response was great. I mean, we had an exhibition in Ekote. That was a Art Expo. The Lagos state government organized that, and so that stood out for me. And that's where the journey began for screw art, really. And so that piece was taken by somebody, and so that I began the screw journey. Initially, when I started, a piece could take about a month, 2 months thereabouts, but now 2 weeks. So it's been, the response has been awesome. It's because the thing about collectors is that they've seen arts far and wide. They've collected arts, they want something different, something new, something fresh. So how do you get the money from them? So it's about value. What value do you bring to the table? So okay, so this is one of my Owambe series. This is titled Owambe, and so it talks about the Lagos or African party, the Yoruba, the Igbo, the Hausa setting, and all that. So this it's to depict the African style. Our ladies are very beautiful, So you can see the headgear, the gele, the African attire, So this it's, and of course the gesture. You can see the mood. She's all ready for the party. She's already dressed up too. So this is the Owambe. You don't want to miss out on on Lagos party. So this particular one took me 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yes. So when I did this, at first I wanted people to relate most of my work. So people have different meanings in exhibitions, and when they get in contact with my work, they say whatever it means to them. So but for me, I called it my space, or you can say in my element, because it's like a period, that solitude time for yourself where you have your space and to think about everything generally, your thought process. You admire yourself. You can see she's looking down, but then still looking at herself. She's still admiring herself and having a kind of thoughts, processing our journey, processing our life, and just sometimes we need to appreciate ourselves as well. Things might not work the way you planned, but then when we think deep, we appreciate the little things that we've achieved. So just in our space, just processing our thoughts. There are some of my works that have colors, that have colors on them, but So sometimes I just like to work with two monochromes and two colors. So this is the natural color of the screw, gold and silver. But I have some other pieces that have colors on them, acrylics and some other colors. So this the color. So the gold is the natural color of the screw. Then some other colors is just to show the depth and the height of the image, so you can enjoy the forms, the folds and the clothing and all that. My work is a response to my environment and also to how materials relate to me. Sometimes we artists, when we see materials, you look at how can this work for me. My art is a response to my reflection on the things I see around me. So it's a reflection of what I see around me, my environment, my interpretation of things, and I like to. Most of my work borders on womanhood, and cultural stories, cultural background, and all that. African stories. So it's a way of me documenting our history, documenting our values. It's mostly about women stories and all that. And this particular one, it's an old piece, so that took me about a month and a week. Then, but now if I'm going to do this, about 2 weeks or less. So aside painting, I'm also a designer. I designed dresses for women and men, and decors, functional pieces. And so this is one of our bestseller. These are all embroidered. So what I do is just basically I sketch, I do the design, put them together, and then we start work to get guys that carry them out. So these are muffler, like so these are the materials that I got from that. This is called mud cloths from Burkina Faso and Mali. Yes, they're like our own Ofi Ashoke. And this is one of their best fabrics, and so you can use it for, if you're versatile, you can use it for so many things. So I use it for muffler, I use it for throw pillows. You can use it for dress as well. So I said these are made from mud cloths, and there's a way the ethnic designs works in your space, in your living room. It gives a touch of African taste in your. So when you have your living room all set up, then you have this ethnic design. It just does the magic for you. So we have them in different colors and different patterns. So I think a lot of people like the whites. The texture and the pattern is what does it. The texture. There's the whites. There's the brown, and then mixture of other colors. There's the black. You have the black as well. And so also these are mugs that we designed with the African motifs and the African pattern. And so this is also, some people just want to have them in their space as on their table, on their dining set.